Okay, so I'm still feeding at the American Tires. I went through a whole lot of bull crap. I haven't given you guys an update, but every single day, the American Tire guy is throwing away my bowls. I would go there 3 or 4 times a day, put food in it, and then come back around, and he would have it already picked up and thrown away. I mean, he's gotten to the point where he's so obsessed that he's not going to allow me to leave nothing there. So I went to what I did was I called corporate. I called corporate office on him, and I left a detailed message for somebody to call me that I needed to talk to them about one of the employees at the Apple Valley store in California, whatever. I did get a call back within about a day or so, and I talked to this man on the phone who allowed me to tell him the whole story about that I've been feeding this homeless cat, and I told them there was a couple of them, but that they stay down in the sewer all day, that they don't bug any of the customers. And for a year, the manager at the American Tires, Chris, allowed me to keep two bowls at, the property. But now I had noticed that there were some smaller cats that were hanging around on the front side of American Tires, which is in between the street and the front side of American Tires. Um, Actually, what we're looking at in this picture, this is like a ditch. It like goes down into a ditch, and there's this small drain right here on this end. And let me tell you, in the wintertime, when it rains, this all gets flooded out. So any kittens in there are dead when that happens. I'll tell you that much right now. Anyways, we knew that I knew that there was a cat there that was pregnant, and she was about to have her babies, and I had still been feeding her. I don't think I've made any videos with her, because she just kind of comes and goes. She used to hang around in the spot a lot, um, and I tried to actually catch her before I had ever gotten Rally, before I had ever gotten any of the three kittens. This was just when we just had Gotti, and so I was trying to get another cat for Gotti, since Lacey had already passed away. And I had trapped her. Well, I didn't trap her. I had got her into a cage, which was not easy, but she used to let me pet her and pick her up. So I had got her and I put her into one of the cat carriers, and I brought her home and I put her in the garage, and I shut down the garage. I think I've told you guys this story, but I shut down the garage, and um, I went and got the litter box, food, a blanket, all this and that. Came out, opened up the carrier, and somehow she came out of the carrier and ran to the garage and got out the bottom crack that's about 1 inch up. I mean, if that. I don't know how she did it, but she did. And then I was like, where did she? She did not just get out of the garage. And then I run into the house, open up the front door, look outside, and two dogs are chasing her up the tree in our front yard. Needless to say, when she came down, she disappeared, and I didn't see her for like a month. And she found her way back up to the American Tire spot. But she was hanging out a little more by where the black cat was, where the black mama kitty was, before she had gotten rescued. I would see her up in that tree, sleeping in that tree. So she doesn't trust me as much like she used to. Okay, so she's been around for a long time. Well, we knew she was pregnant, and the goal was, to try to get her before she had her babies, but it's obvious that she had her babies, right? And I hadn't seen her babies. But I knew that there were some cats hanging around at this little drain in the front. And so once I started putting food and water like this down there, American Tire guys just flipping out on it. So I let the corporate know that, our goal, I'm working with this other lady, and our goal is to get the cats out of there. But the thing is that they've been eating in this spot for at least 2 years. Chris has let us do it for at least a year of that. Before that, the manager had no problem with us feeding the cats. And anyways, Chris's excuse is that I broke the rule of two bowls, and so now he's been throwing away all my bowls. I mean, it's costing me so much money. And anyways, long story short, this guy said, well, I really can't allow you to, feed, because it's just going to cause flies and blah, blah, blah. So I said, well, how about if I don't feed them wet food and just dry and water? And then if I want to give them wet food, I'll wait until American Tires is closed and I'll go up there and give them that food and make sure that that's all cleaned up before the morning. And he's like, isn't there any other place that you can feed them? And I'm like, no, I mean, I could try, but the thing is that they're used to this spot. This is the spot. They want to be in it. And regardless to what anybody tells me, I'm going to feed these cats. The thing is am I going to have somebody throwing my bowls away, or am I going to have somebody that's going to allow me to do this? Because the goal is to trap these cats and actually get them out of there, which we've done with like 5 cats already. So long story short, because he was trying to sway me to not feed him there, but I was persistent. And so what he told me was, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to give you 1 month. So he's giving me 1 month where Chris can't throw my bowls away, and I can feed the cats in both these spots. Well, this is the other spot. I hadn't been feeding here very long. I just started to feed here once I seen a couple of other cats hanging around and coming out of this little drain at night, like when the sun goes down and it's closed. So I'm on my way to work day before yesterday. And I go down to the drain to put food out. And out comes one little kitten, just walking out real slow, like, meow. And I'm like, oh my God, one of the kitties. And then, boom, out comes 2 kitties. And I was like, oh no. So I'm on the phone. I had like 45 minutes before I had to go to work. I'm on the phone, trying to get Jewel on the phone, texting her, should I take these cats right now? I could grab them. And can I bring them to you before I go to work? She's not answering her phone. She's not answering text. So I had to make a split decision. And my split decision was, after the 3rd one came out, I mean, look at how cute these cats are. Oh, wrong way. That was my other cutie. I mean, look at them. So they all 3 pop out, and I just scooped all 3 of them up. I'm like, oh my God, what am I doing? I just stuck them in my car and drove them back to my house. Got them in the bathroom. My cats are all like, what? They hear this meow, 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 meow. They're freaking out. Put them in the bathroom, shut the door, got the litter box. I had a little bit of formula left from the kittens. I made some of that, put it in there, and I put some of this is my homemade chicken food that's in this bowl. Put that in there, and I just shut the door, and I left, and I went to work. And I get a text from Jewel, and she's like, yes, you can let me know if you get a delivery close, and I'll meet you halfway to come get the cats. And I went, no, I left my front door unlocked. You can just go to my house, go in my bathroom, because she's been here before. She's never used the bathroom, though, so I told her the bathroom is the first door on the left. Just go in there, grab the kittens, please, because if not, I'm going to have to release them back to this sewer hole. So while I was at work, she did come and get these kittens. And so this is where they're at now in her bathroom. It looks like it's her bathroom or her laundry room. It might be, but I was assuming bathroom. Anyways, this is where they're staying. They don't have their mama, but they're to the point where they're eating on their own, so they don't actually need her. Jules did go back that night and try to trap mama and if there was any other kittens, but she was unsuccessful. Oh, look at these darlings. Yes, so I now have helped to rescue 8 cats from this area. And I just wanted to make this video. I know Malibu won't, she won't watch it all the way through. She probably can't stand my voice that much. But she wants to claim that she's some wonderful person that, for the food that she gave to them dogs, if she even did give them dogs food, I think she was just trying to cut for money. Malibu, this is how you really, when you care about animals that don't have homes, that were born into this world. They didn't ask to be here, but they're here, and somebody needs to step up and help them. This is how you help them, Malibu. You do something. You actually do something. And it may cost a lot of money out of your pocket, but you know what you do? when that's the reason, like it costs, you would not even want to know the amount of my bill every single month for pet food. I mean, with my cats, and then I feed the outside cats more food than I feed my cats by far. I don't spend as much money on my home kitties as I do on outside kitties. Yeah, so there's that. It's called sacrifice. You give up something. If you care enough, I'm not trying to be a rescuer, but when certain situation, I do want to help these homeless cats, but I don't have the room or the capacity to bring them home anymore. I got my limit. I got three wonderful cats from rescuing in the spots that I feed. Dank got one Argotti from his spot when he was feeding, and we rescued Rally from a very bad situation that she was living with a not a family member, but just a lady that we knew that wasn't taking care of this cat at all. So I can't bring any more cats into my home, and I'm not willing to buy cages and keep them outside. Nothing like that. No, I'm not willing to do all the taking them back and forth, to get them fixed and trap and release. I don't have time for that. What I have time for, though, is to make their life a little bit more easy by feeding some of these colony of cats that I care about, because I have to see them all the time. I'm at work and I drive past them. They're semi close to where I live. They're not very far. If I wanted to walk, I could walk, or I drive. But I sacrifice. I don't get myself every single thing that I might have gotten myself if I wasn't paying out all this money for food for cats. I'm not bragging, Malibu, but I'm just saying, you don't really have a leg to stand on when it comes to, you care about animals, and you've done this and you've done that, and you're tooting your own horn. It makes you sound kind of pathetic to those of us that actually really do something for these animals. So until you actually really help animals, please don't brag about being some savior and you've done so much because you bought a bag of cheap food and donated it to some dogs that you don't even talk about anymore. It's disgusting. Why don't you just, if there's so many homeless animals out there, why don't you just put a bowl of food out and start feeding them? Oh, I know, because you ain't got no money, because you don't got a job, because you're too lazy to work. Isn't that right? Because you're not, it's obvious that you're not too disabled to get up and dance and stream for hours, and, and all the things you say you're doing, and you're doing this and doing that, and you're sweating everywhere, you're buying your weed, you're buying all this. You're too lazy. You don't want to get a job because you want to sit on YouTube all day long. And just because you haven't streamed in a couple days, we don't think that you're on YouTube, because we know you're on YouTube. This is the time that you're catching up on everything that's going on in every single pocket. Right, Malibu? What a wonderful life you live. Anyways, I just wanted to give an update on not mine, but 3 more beautiful little kittens that I rescued. Let's look at them up close. Oh, aren't they adorable?